Hello, I'm Calvin Royal III. I'm a principal dancer with the American Ballet Theater in New York City, and I'm here on Artist's Pocket today and thought we could answer some questions, so let's go. So when I was about 9 or 10, I came home one day from school and there was this audition notice that came across the news for the Chocolate Nutcracker. It was a local community project and it just looked really, really fun and exciting. So I asked my mom to take me to the audition and I went. I had gotten in and it was sort of like this production that I was a part of every year from that point on, and I got introduced to dance and I loved it. We did West African dancing, hip hop, jazz. It was just really, really fun, and I got to meet so many people from my community who just love to come together and be together for this production. So that was what really influenced me to dance. I had never danced before that and I just fell in love with it. It's interesting because when I joined the Chocolate Nutcracker, it was sort of like this opportunity for so many people from the community to come together and put on a show. And so there was a lot of diversity, people from so many different backgrounds that came together to do this, which was really special. So I never felt like I didn't belong. And it was about the dance, it was about the music, it was about coming together as a community and celebrating art. So I do remember learning about some really key figures in ballet especially, like Arthur Mitchell, who I still to this day look to as a source of inspiration and someone who really paved the way for dancers like me to do what I do, which is really cool. Can't necessarily speak to the entire dance world as a whole, but what I can say about my experience at ABT since I was a student up until now is that what I've seen change is there's been a shift in communication and an openness to listening and to hearing different perspectives, different points of view that I think come from people from all different backgrounds. And I think that that's something that's really, really important for the future, because as we are moving forward and there are more people from different walks of life that are coming into spaces that maybe they didn't exist before, having that open dialogue and communication to learn something and to understand and process is so important. I moved to New York when I was 17, and moving to a big city like New York at that age is isolating enough, because I went from being, a big fish in a small pond back home to being thrust into a city of 8 million people. So that was really hard to adjust with. I was the only Black dancer in my class when I came to the ABC school. And I did feel like there were times where, my presence there by the other students, some of the other students, was sort of in question. And I think how I dealt with it was that I wanted to prove to myself that I belonged there. I didn't see anyone in my class that looked like me, but I wanted to be the best dancer that I could be so that there was no question in anybody's mind my place there. Something that I've learned as a professional dancer that has been really helpful and scary at some moments is using your voice to speak out when something is wrong, or you have an injury, or something just doesn't feel right. Suffering in silence is something that doesn't fly with me anymore. There's been times where I've just sort of swallowed it and kept moving and pressed it down when I'm upset about something or when something doesn't feel right. But there's always a way to do it in a professional way, or just, not in an erratic and loud and argumentative way, But if something is wrong, always using your voice is important, because I would rather speak up on behalf of myself or somebody else, and know that I stood up for something that was right and fair. So to any of you out there who are starting dance late, coming to the dance scene a little late, a little tardy, it's okay. I mean, for myself, I started ballet, training in ballet when I was 14, which is super late. But I think if it's something that you're interested in, the first step is to get in classes and learn and ask questions when things don't make sense. Taking class from different teachers and learning from other students who are doing it, and they're doing the things that you want to do. Not being afraid to reach out to them and ask them questions. Because for me, that was sort of my path. I tried as much as I can to push myself, but when I felt like I was hitting a wall, I reached out and I asked questions and I watched videos and learned so much. So I would say, get in that class, take that first step.